Rachel, this is your November 27th, 2020 lesson. The swing's better than it has been for a while. What's happened is there's a couple things that crept into your swing that is causing you some problems. So we'll go over, first of all, kind of like a smorgasbord and identify all the things that you probably should look at refining. Then we'll back away and look at the first 2 or 3 things we really want to isolate and work on. Basically, there's a video of your lesson. So the stance is good. We like that. Shins up, arms are hanging under here. So as we talked about in the lesson, we get to this first position, and the number one thing is you're kind of flinging the club back and your hands away from the body. The butt of the club is now on that red line, so it's gone from here, okay, and you can see the club face. Can't see too well, but trust me, club face is shut about like that. That just means there's not enough forearm rotation. At this point, it should be toe up. Club head should be toe up. So you've got a picture of this. I'll ship it over to you. See how when he gets here, the toe of the club is about straight up. And look, it's in this circle. And so the club head overlaps his hand. Yours is back in here a bit. So this shut club face and drag it inside is going to increase the chance of getting across the line at the top, which means coming down too steep. So you got a picture of that. The good news is the head hasn't moved much. So we go to the second position, with the left arm straight. See how the left arm parallel to the ground. See how the shaft is not on the swing plane. It's getting a little steep. Well, that's the start of it. When he gets to the same position, there's a little steep too, but let's don't worry about that position other than see where your hands aren't quite deep enough. The butt of the club is now here, and it started on the green line. So at this point, if you drop a vertical down, the butt of the club is outside your toe line. You drop the vertical down with this guy. Inside his toe line a bit. The angle is a little bit goofy, but trust me. Now, at this point, see how deep the butt of the club is getting? Okay. So, as you go to the top, so you do a nice job of taking it. See, the butt of the club started where that red arrow is, and then, which is in front of, or in this view, to the right of the toe line. And here it's in a pretty good spot, but you've kind of had to manufacture it. The good thing about this is, your right hip pocket is back. That left arm is directly on plane. It's straight as possibly can be. The right arm is elbows pointed down. You're airing the armpit. That's all good. Way better than it's ever been. And in the old days, you used to have at the top, the shaft bouncing off here in this direction. Now it's there, it's still a little steep across the line. But see, at the top, his shaft is almost parallel to the swing plane. Now, as we talked about in the lesson, when you come down, okay, so that cross the line, as opposed to he's got it almost down the line. This is going to promote the steepness. So as you come down, see the shaft, and your hands go launching towards the ball. I'm sorry, launching away from you. And then, look, you get the steepness of this club. So it actually gets, so this steepness is what's killing you. See, at this point it should be, that red line should be parallel to the yellow line. And in a very short time, you've got, look, the butt of the club is now here. And it started on the green line. See, when he comes in to hit, the butt of the club is still coming like this, so he's attacking from the inside. Okay? And you're coming down. Now, if you don't do it, this is steep, right? So, if you don't do anything, you're going to stick a fork right in the ball right in the ground behind the ball. And if you compensate and kind of stand up out of it, then you got a chance of pulling it. Now, when you come down, see, here's the shaft. It's just about vertical. And your butt of the club is here. So now this vertical, look where his is. I'll draw a blue line. Okay. He's right on the blue line, right on the forearm. Now, here's the club head. Now he's attacking from the inside. He's got a chance of this going straight. Now, from here on, see, there's where the shaft is, and it should be somewhere up your forearm. Now, because it's coming in so steep and your hands are so far towards the ball or away from your toe line, see the blur of the club? That's the club head blur. Okay, now to hit the ball, you got to be jerking that handle on the club, that direction, and that's going to generate a pull. So you're going to pull this ball, I can guarantee it, because the club head is outside of the ball coming in. So I think you got a picture of that. If not, I'll capture it for you. We call this the release position. Sorry, delivery position. Okay. So your goal is to do whatever it takes to get the shaft down your forearm. Okay, that's the problem, and you'll never get it there from that top position. So we got to fix this top position. So the steep thing, and then the first thing down is it gets steeper, and your hands go flying away from your toe line. See that? Way up from your toe line. That generates this. So that's the number one thing we got to stop. Now, you're a good athlete. You know you're going to stick a fork in it, so your butt's going to come away from the back wall and kind of stand up. Kind of stand up out of it. Like he's got a more rotational swing, so he's swinging around. Look, he's got that left cheek against the back wall. You can't get in that position because it's coming in so steep. You're trying to do, from here on, you're just trying to catch up and get the club face to the ball. Yeah. So, everything else doesn't really matter because you come into the ball with such a weak position. The club is outside of the ball. Hands are outside the toe line. Things like that. So let's look at the other dimension. So let's draw, as we did in the lesson. Like that might be a little too strong a grip. Looks like that right D is somewhere in here instead of, between your ear and your right toe. Okay, so, let's do the across the nose and the eye. Okay, so we talked about this. See how that right hip sways out of the way? Okay. You get that right hip back. So you're kind of swaying there a bit. You've rotated your head, so which is great, but I'm saying you can rotate it before mid-swing. The great thing about it is look at the shoulder turn. This is really good. And straight left arm, really good. And from this angle, this position is way better than it's ever been. You used to have it flopping down, and so way more control over here, and you're not missing anything as far as direction or distance. So now, when you come down, your head just starts swaying. Okay, it started at the yellow cross. You've rotated, so it looks like it's swayed. The head's gone back. It's gone back a little. It's probably somewhere like here. So the yellow cross has moved to this red spot, something like that. And now, as you start forward, look what happens to that bridge of your nose. It goes shifting 4 inches in front. Now, watch his head. He comes in. It's here. Now, when he hits, it actually comes back a bit. I don't know if you can see this. It just stays there. So his head, the angle's goofy. The ball, with the correct camera angle, the ball would appear here. Yeah. So his head's behind the ball and it stays here as he hits. So one draw. So your head's behind the ball. Now watch your nose get in front of that red line. It's in front of the red line like 2 or 3 inches. So we got some problems. Now, because you came in steep, you got to move up. So see your head goes up like 4 inches because coming in steep, your body knows you're going to stick a fork in the ground behind the ball. So you just kind of jump up out of the way, try to save it. Now, this turn and all is world class. This really looks good. But we're coming in we have such so many extra moves that we really can't take advantage of it. But if we get this, if we get this head movement calmed down from this perspective, and think more rotational, a backswing instead of a linear one where you kind of sway. Yeah. So this part is good.